I know it's going to sound harsh, but you might actually be ugly. You may actually be unpleasant to look at. Like, you might actually be ugly. And there's the thing, people usually say, oh, but you might have a good personality if you're ugly. So that's fine. But no, looks and personality go hand in hand. I don't care if your face is tattered and you're this. Looks and personality always go hand in hand. Somebody who looks like unkept, someone who's like kind of obese, someone who has their face all not looking all washed, someone who just looks unpleasant. You can say that, oh, this person is ugly, and also you can tell by that person's personality that this person does not take care of themselves. So personality and looks go hand in hand. That's my belief. It's a 50-50. It goes hand in hand. If you have a bad personality, it's going to reflect on your looks. That's facts. And I can speak to that. I'm someone who holds a lot of negativity. I'm someone who holds a lot of anger towards people. Like, that's like look at me, bro. I look depressed. I look like a freaking hobo. Look at my beard. I haven't shaved my beard in a while. I look depressed. And one thing I'm gonna do is start shaving my beard. Gonna start shaving it so I still start look like a hobo and look like someone who cares. Honestly, I was keeping my beard because I was telling myself that I'm going to when I get to 1,000 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 10 subscribers on Twitch, I'm gonna shave my beard. But I'm like, why am I waiting to do that before I shave my beard? Before I take care of myself, I should just start now. Another thing I have, dude, I wrote some stuff here, but me personally, I like to believe I'm ugly. I'm always, since I was little, I was called names by teachers, called names by other students. I always believed I was ugly. I went to this really bad school where I was really abused a lot, so I always believed I was this ugly, disgusting person, because only ugly and disgusting people get this kind of treatment. That's how I believed, and so that belief of me being ugly was not true, because a lot of people always said, oh, you're such a good looking guy, oh, this guy's a fine boy. When I went to this school, they're like, oh my god, this guy is fine. How come you don't have a girlfriend? How come you don't have this? I'm like, what the fuck? Are you looking at who you're talking to? And then I'm like, it's just my mindset. It's the way I thought about it. I always saw myself as an ugly person, so it's going to reflect on on myself. If I see myself as an ugly person, I'm not going to try and make myself look good. I'm going to say, oh, I'm already ugly. Pump, it's over. I'm finished. And that's how I'm going to take it as. But I want to say that's what made me ugly. That is what made me ugly. That belief that I was inherently ugly is what really made me ugly. Okay, I'm going to stop now so I can look at some notes. But when I really thought back to look at it and say, am I ugly? There are moments in my life where girls have been looking at me and be like, oh my god, who is that guy? There was this time we were having this little church event, and this girl, let's call her Molina. Molina came to my sister and was like, who's that? Is that boy your brother? He's so good looking. And this girl came to talk to me the whole time, but she left because of my personality. I wasn't a good person to her, because I believed I was ugly. I started acting weird. I think I even started getting angry that she was talking to me, because she was breaking that belief I had of myself that I am ugly. She was breaking that belief I had of myself that I'm ugly, So there are other times. Now that when I was in university, there was this girl who was bad, a baddie. She was thick, everything. She was looking at me at the party and waving at me. In my head, I was just like, nah, I'm not trying anything, because I'm some ugly African kid, some ugly Nigerian kid from Nigeria. And if I go up to her, she could say, oh my god, this ugly Nigerian guy tried something. I just couldn't believe that I could be attractive to somebody else, especially somebody else from another country, if you understand what I'm saying. And yes, I am a hypocrite. There are people who I have seen and be like, oh, this guy's ugly. This guy gets this. There's no way this guy get girls. There are people I've seen like that, but you're still able to get but girls I have liked have been able to have gone for those guys instead. I'm like, what? Why these guys are ugly? And that's the thing. It's the attraction, the law of homogeneity. People who are alike will match. That's the thing. So even if you're still a messy person, you still don't take care of yourself, you have a bad personality, you have a bad attitude, there'll always be someone for you. Always be someone for you, bet. Me personally, I've never had a girlfriend. I always look in the wrong places. And I'm still in the wrong place right now. I don't think there's the wrong place right now. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody for me here. Well, not like I've looked or anything, but yeah. Another thing. I'm going to read my notes again. Everybody's ugly. Everybody's ugly. Whether you're celebrity, whether you're freaking Jenna Ortega, I don't even think Jenna Ortega is like good looking like that. I just think she looks like she looks a little, I don't know. Anybody, or even if you're Tonto Dike, anybody can be ugly, guy. There's one thing I can point out at anybody and see they're ugly. For example, I could say, oh, look at that guy's nose, it's too big. That guy's eye is too small. This guy's eye is too bright, it's too wide. This guy's face is too something. Everything. Is it not Simu Liu? Simu Liu, he was an actor. They casted him for Shang-Chi. He used to do in this show called King's Convenience. Everybody was calling that guy ugly. That guy is not ugly for me. But if you want to start pointing out things that are ugly, okay. Anybody is ugly. If you start pointing things out, anybody is ugly. Anybody. So if everybody's ugly, then who's ugly at the same time, you know? Like, you don't have that belief that you're ugly. Just know if everybody's ugly, then who's ugly? Then it's okay to be ugly if everybody's ugly, you know? Like, I don't know if I'm making sense here, but at the same time, everybody's ugly. There's always something you can point out, and everybody has felt ugly. That is a shared experience we all have. Man or woman. Before, one thing I used to think is that girls never felt ugly. You know, when I was growing up, I always liked girls too much. I always felt like girls, they never felt ugly, you know? So I used to be mean to them, like, oh, you're so privileged, you never felt ugly before. So I used to be like, I used to throw insults at girls. This other time, I told this girl she's unattractive, and she was really offended. I was like, but you're a girl, I already know you're fine. So you already know I'm lying. So I was like, why does she care? That's one thing. So anybody can be ugly, honestly. Oh, well, next time. How did my beard look? Did I shave this too much? I look like Hitler a little bit. What the frick? What? Damn, okay. Wait, let me see this. Okay, like... What step is this, bro? Bro, this looks hella weird. Look at me being a grown-ass man, shaving my mustache and everything. Alright, now let's do the bottom. It's inverted, so it's a little hard to do this. Okay, that's enough. I think I'll edit a bit of that out because Another thing, this is one important thing. Another thing that comes with the aspect of feeling ugly. This is why you should try not to feel ugly. Is you get desperate. You get desperate for people's attention. Get desperate for approval. When I felt ugly, any girl that came my way, I was so happy. I'd be like, oh, if I have to get this girl. And one other thing I did was that was bad. I went for girls who were not attractive. That was the main thing I went for. I always went for girls who were. I mainly went for girls who were not attractive. That's who I put most of my hope in. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, this girl's not attractive. She's ugly. So that's where I have the most chance. And if I fail with that girl, I'll be like, oh, I'm so ugly. I can't even get an ugly girl. Which is a bad way to think about it on my part. Which is bad, you know. Even though they're ugly, they look ugly to me, doesn't mean they themselves call themselves ugly. They themselves see themselves as ugly. So I was wrong there. I could have gone for those any girl and given them this and gotten the same treatment, and it could have even gotten better because, you know, even if I am going for these ugly girls, like I did say earlier, they could have those bad personality. And when I did go for those ugly girls, those girls that I will say they weren't so attractive, they did have those bad personality, those bad traits. It's more important that I go for someone that I really, you know, find attractive. Go for people you find attractive, not people who you think are easy. That's one mistake I made. And always don't think of yourself as ugly, so you can have high confidence. You can learn to, you know, not take the first girl that comes your way. Like, for example, most people watching this video are not able to go to the club and stuff. But when people go to the clubs and they're dancing and they're feeling desperate, they're gonna go for a girl they don't find attractive. They're gonna say, "Oh, what can I get?" They're gonna go for a girl they don't find attractive. I've been there. I've gone for lots of girls that I don't find attractive. And another thing to do to feel attractive, not to feel ugly, is don't put your validation in other people. I've done that. Banking on whether people say you're good looking or not is how you decide. No, don't go there. That's not the place you want to be, honestly. That's not the place you want to be. I've been there. So something else I wanted to say. I think I just forgot it. Another talking point I want to say, in addition to what I just said before, is find yourself a hobby. Find yourself something that you can do and feel proud of doing. Like maybe it is drawing. If it's drawing that you do and you feel proud of, that's good. Find something it is that you love to do. You know, whatever it is that you love to do, find it. That'll make you feel less ugly and feel just make you something to feel proud of. Because you can't be always banking on people's validation. My friend told me this. We based our lives on how people treat us. So if someone treats us badly, we're gonna see ourselves as ugly, which is not true. Okay, that's not true. You my friend. And the other thing is that you can be ugly just based on the way you treat yourself. Based on the way you just treat yourself. Have a high understanding. Like having a hobby and having things that you do, like let's say you work out, you draw, you sing, having something that uplifts you is gonna make you less ugly. You know? And that's gonna say, and when you start doing these things that uplift you, it's gonna go hand in hand. You're gonna love yourself more, and you're gonna want to take care of yourself more. You're gonna want to look better more, look more better, look better, not look more better. Okay, so yeah, that's my take, guys. So how do I look with this with my beard shaved now? Do I look like Childish Gambino? Do I look like Childish Gambino? God, jeez, I don't know, guys. Was this a mistake? Because sometimes this was a mistake. Month of March, we shaved. That was too much hair. Alright, guys. Aku out. Alright, thanks for joining. I look young like this. Jeez.